Now, first things first, we're going to be discussing pesto analysis. Now, here we have a table. We have the variable at the sort of far right-hand corner. We have the construct, and we have the effect on the company. Now, the first variable will be political. A political aspect that would affect Ben Sherman would be the democratic and stable systems that support activities. Now, the effect on a company we have deemed as +1. If you look at the bottom of the presentation, you can see that the keys for +1 is a low positive effect, +2 is a medium positive effect, +3 is a high positive effect, and vice versa for the minuses. Economic will be the second variable. The first economic aspect or thing that would affect the Ben Sherman is growing unemployment, because obviously we're in a sort of credit crunch situation at the moment where the economy is not as strong as it should be. Also, consumers may be more price sensitive, obviously now, because they have less money and sort of less money to play around with. Economic slowdown impacts the demand level, obviously. Consumer expenditure has fallen by 1.5% since the economic downturn has started. Now, currently the interest rate is at 0.5% and is expected to last until at least mid-2013. And then we have the change in distribution of income. And on the side we have...
If you're going to take the 5 forces and try to pull into Ben Sherman, look at the big number of suppliers all over the world, and in this case, Ben Sherman can decide to go for any of the supplier they want. They can easily switch supplier. You know, we got suppliers in developing countries or developed countries such as India, Singapore, Turkey, China, and Hong Kong. We've got the powers of the buyer. It's a target group whereby it's basically involved target group whereby youth are very targeted, men, women, age range or peer group are targeted, and customers might prefer to go for a cheaper substitute. And another basic force is the threat of a new entrance, whereby you have a saturated market, growth in the industry segment slow, and we have new entries. This is a small potential threat. We also have threat of substitute, and this is where we have new companies coming into the economy. You know, extent of competitive rivalry. And this is by similar products to competitors. As I mentioned, we got the Prada, the Versace, the Gucci, the Armani, and the slow-growing market segment. And this is all to do with all the competitors are available. Right now, I'm going to pass you over to my colleague Ben, who will take you through the SWOT analysis. Thank you very much.
I'll go through the SWOT analysis. And basically, the strength for Ben Sherman is to be in the top 10 of the British fashion icon industry, and also they have the unique heritage of quality and style, which they would like to keep trading in. And there's also needs to keep up the connection in the industry, in the music industry, whereby they sign artists, or also in the fashion industry and cinema industry as well. In terms of weakness, the brand is in decline as of now because of the high competitiveness of the market. And there's also not a lot of marketing they are involved in right now because of the budgeting issues in terms of the economic climate. And also the products have a short life cycle, which means the change in fashion industry, it needs to get itself adapted to seasonal changes, whereby new designs of materials comes up. And to go through the opportunities, clothing is necessary. This is the opportunity. They have enough time for them to reproduce and redesign clothing into the market. There are consumers constantly are looking for that sort of a trend that they are always available to go into the market and spend. And also there's a shifting target group. You also need to go through the marketing strategies such as the TV ads, and in terms of magazines, and in terms of newspapers and so on. There's also repositioning in the higher price range, and whereby they compare the prices in the market. There's also they do adopt the music stars as a company face, and also in terms of the opportunity, the formal office wear, whereby they invested a lot in. And there's also men's clothing market. There's also a global expansion, which they can go into in terms of multinational. They can expand their markets. And little brief about the threats. What they're facing right now is the economic crisis, whereby they need to, in terms of budgeting, they need to watch out how much they have to spend. And there's also a strong competition as of now, because there's other competitors like Next and River Island. There's also a consumer shift in terms of cheaper product. Yep, cheaper product, and the youth market is very unpredictable, whereby they in terms of changes in style and changes the fashion industry as well. And it shows the industry of key factors of success. We have the responsiveness to change, and basically Ben Sherman needs to adapt to any changes that may occur within the marketplace. We also have the design. We need to have the design to keep up to date with the fashion industry as well. And basically there's also economics of scale. And we also need to adapt to the market, the branding and trademark, which is very important, the patent, to keep the logo as strong as it is as of now. And there's also the new business models that they need to adapt as well to go with the economic and climate changes. They also need to find out the trade secrets in terms of the marketplace, how they can keep the competitiveness.
Hi, my name is Dorota. I'm going to do the conclusion for today's presentation. As my colleagues mentioned before, all of the analysis, such as PEST, SWOT, 5Ps, shows that Ben Sherman's company is evaluating, developing, and doing quite well in recent economical situation. Moreover, Ben Sherman have a variety of objectives to make sure that their company growing. They make it by making sure that they offer high value added products, they customer driven service. The company tries to increase each customer sales and their profits. Furthermore, for the Ben Sherman, very important is competitive advantage. They do it through anticipating, understanding and satisfying their customer needs more than their competition do. Moreover, the company's global competitive cost and expenses strategy consists of flexible approach, which helps them to grow their sales once again. From the other point of view, the marketing side, it was, as one of my colleagues mentioned, it's not very evaluated. However, they tried the very risky strategy, which was the repositioning strategy. In their case, it meant that they offered products in variable prices, in higher price range, which allows more customers to buy the products. Different than it was before. Before, all of the products were very expensive, so not everyone could buy them. In the final stage, a good strategic plan for the Ben Sherman company would be considering a merger with similar size companies.